South Delta. Submit a docking request before attempting to land at this federal station. Okay, Commander. Proceed to landing pad 17.
Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
Meters from touchdown.
Landing gear deployed.
Contact. Disembark when ready. Station facilities are at your disposal, Commander. 'When ready, Commander.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay, I'm not sure why my microphone wasn't coming through. My apologies. There it goes. Alright. Sorry everybody, didn't realize my mic wasn't on. I've been talking the whole time and, yeah, nothing. Anyway, I wanted to say thank you to Breaker. I do think my ship is pretty cool. Its name is Slamu, and it's happy to be home. So the backstory here is that Slamu and I were out exploring because we were exiled initially from Earth, well, from the Sol system, and desperately wanted to return home. Turns out that anybody who was a bounty hunter, murder was completely outlawed in every capacity. So that meant that all the bounty hunters in the system got exiled. Slamu and I wanted to find a way to get back home, and luckily we did, by working for the Federation, who we initially opposed because they were in favor of war against the Thargoids. But we wound up kind of swallowing our pride a little bit. Went and did some jobs for them, quite a few as a matter of fact, about 100 I reckon. And we were allowed entrance back home. Now, Rebecca over there, she's new. That would be the name I've given my ship's computer. So she's never seen Sol before, so we're taking her on a little tour of all the sites and what we remember from being back home. Now this is where Slamu is from, initially. As you remember that episode of South Park when they put a whale on the moon, well, it turns out that that was actually inaccurate. That whale didn't I was going way too fast. The whale didn't technically die. Because I don't have orbit lines. I'm fucking brilliant. But that whale in South Park didn't actually die. What happened was he was unconscious because he hit the surface of the moon too hard. Well, it turns out that that whale spawned a whole bunch of little whales on it. And in order to survive in vacuum space, they had to evolve very rapidly, not to mention from the increased gamma radiation that the sun so generously provides, was able to transform itself into a spaceship. At least that's how the story goes. So, Slamu and I met one day because I was doing a reconnaissance mission on the surface of the moon for another company that I worked for. Stumbled across him because my ship had been disabled, and he kind of helped me get home, and we've been together ever since. Can you really not land on the moon? I'm sorry, I thought the moon was a landable... It is not. Alright, well, never mind. Slamu, it looks like we can't land on the moon right now. Sorry, buddy. It's okay, we'll go land on another planet. We'll go land on Io or something. Or Europa.
3, 2, 1,
Anyway, we're pretty happy to be home. And our plan now is to do what we did before, which is run passenger missions, galactic tourism, out of this system. So let's go see what kind. We've been away for a while, so let's go see what. Actually, let's go see that. Looks like they built some big friends for you, buddy. The only time I've seen one of these capital ships was actually during a fight out in LFT 283, I think it was, or LT 283, or whatever. I've been chasing wars for the last 2 weeks, pretty much exclusively, because I honestly think that's just about the most fun you can have in this game, is chasing wars and civil wars around and just shooting at whoever needs to be shot. But now that I have a little ad hoc crew with Rebecca and Slamu, I actually have a reason to go around and see the sights now, which I really didn't before. Not to mention all my actual friends that have not been cockamamie ideas spawned out of space madness. That trip to Sagittarius A really screwed my head up, I gotta say. That's a huge bitch. Oh. 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 Whoops. The game on PS4 really doesn't like rendering capital ships. Like, you can see the frame rate just absolutely take a fucking nosedive. It also doesn't help I have my field of view out all the way. But it really doesn't like having to render these things. Cool. Alright, neat. Anyway. Let's go to Mars. Okay, apparently I'm close enough to crash into the fucking thing. That's amazing mass lock. What the actual shit? Get the fuck out of here. I keep taking random impact damage.
4, 3.
Seems like they need to do a little bit of work. I think if they just scale down all of the textures on the capital ships, it'd be a lot more renderable. But they try to preserve all the detail that they can, and it's kind of killing the frame rate on regular PlayStations. Which for PlayStation Plus, fantastic. Like, leave those textures in as part of the quality option. But on regular PlayStation, you really gotta, because you can see the frame rate now. I'm at, you know, at least 30 to 45. Maybe not right then, but it's at least solid. Let's say Butthole Wars, Birthright Wars. Go figure. Earth-like world. Huh. Looks like Matt Damon's been busy. Yeah, I love those Doom 2 textures on the windshield there. Ugh, I really need to get a computer. Yeah, it runs just fine, but it is a rather cut-rate version of the game, which was to be expected, I suppose. It's a shame that you can't. Well, I guess I got a PlayStation Pro. Doesn't seem like a very good use of money, though. Nice close orbit of Mars. It's a huge bitch. Surprisingly, no other players in the system, even though I am in open. I figured I'd see more people around Earth. I haven't seen a single other player yet. Most people probably don't have the rank 4 unlocked, I suppose, but Mars looks a little bit different, doesn't it? Jesus Christ, so much for being the red planet. They terraformed it, huh? Look, Slamu, they terraformed the living shit out of it. Still a little red though. This Matt Damon and Schwarzenegger have been pretty busy, huh? Damn, Mars looks good. You've been working out. Huh. The capital ship. Let's go to... Thinking... Let's go to Europa. Hopefully there's no crazy octopus creatures. What can we land on? Ooh, we can land on Callisto. And pretty much all the moons of... You can't land on Titan, though. Ione, Tethys, Enceladus, Rhea, the moon, not the system. We can land on Ariel? We can land on Pluto's moon, but we can't land on Pluto. I might go check out Alpha Centauri after this and see if we can't go find Proxima B. Pretty interesting stuff. So Mars has been completely terraformed. There are colossal city-sized capital ships orbiting just about every major planet in the system. Seems like we've poured a whole lot of resources into defending planets that, honestly, we found better versions of elsewhere. I don't see a need to keep Earth cradled in the arms of the people when there are two Earth-likes orbiting each other in Nanimam. Or why Zachary Hudson decided that it was a good idea to not have his headquarters in the Sol system, rather in Nanimam. It kind of tells you something right there. Because we are nostalgic for planets that don't actually really benefit us that much. Let's check out Jupiter real quick. If I can target the motherfucker. There we go. Oh, that's a big bitch. Now the giant red spot on Jupiter should have stopped swirling by 3303. But there it is. Jupiter does have a ring. Look at that. Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. Planet's so large that you could fit all of the other planets in the solar system inside of it. There's that red spot. Seems to have decreased in size slightly in the images I've seen. Maybe that isn't the red spot. Maybe there's somewhere else. Don't care that much. Let's go land on Europa, shall we? she goes. I didn't realize Europa orbited so far from the outside of Jupiter. I kind of thought it would be closer than that. It's a few 100,000 miles at least. Interesting. Never thought about that before. Alright, so let's take her in, set her down nice and easy. Preferably so we can see Jupiter on the horizon. That'd be nice. Let's slow her down a bit. Gotta slow her down a lot. Alright, let's see here. Where the fuck is Jupiter? Alright, Jupiter's gonna be this way, so I think we're landing in the right order here. Fuck it, we'll drop right in the center. Fuck it, it's a field goal. Try not to completely eat shit into the surface. Oh, that's bright as fuck, isn't it? Slamu, you're a great ship. You lack visibility. Set her down right on the top of that mountain. It's a pretty good sized ridge right there. Good a place as any to sit down and eat our picnic lunch. And here we have just about landed on the surface of Europa. Is pretty cool. I'd really like to find out where, hypothetically, the ship in Europa report landed, because I'd really like to go land there where they landed. That'd be pretty cool. Not that we're going to find tentacle aliens, but you never know. There she is. Jupiter on the horizon. And we just got to find a decent spot to set this ship down, which unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're really flush with options. That's a good spot right there. Really flush with options on where to land right now. It's a little craggy, but if we can get up on the top of that ridge, I think we can get some pretty cool shots of it.
Landing gear deployed.
So Europa pretty much sucks ass. That looks relatively flat. pretty steep landing. Why all of a sudden? Oh, that'd be one.
Landing gear retracted.
That's a nice flat spot right there.
Landing gear deployed.
What's up, Stan? Just trying to find a place to land on Europa, but it's being a bitch. Here we go. Here's a nice little. There's some flat bits. There we are. Oh shit. Alright, we should be able to land pretty much anywhere in this little flat region. There we go. Oh my god, fuck you, thing. Well, we've done it. Successfully landed on the surface of Europa. And we should be able to see Jupiter in the background over there. There she is. There's Jupiter. Not really. Basically I did, well, I went and did Guardians again, so I do own some pretty fancy new ships. Slamu was one of them. I did buy an Orca. I did have a Beluga for a while. And other than that, I've just been chasing wars for the last couple of weeks, which has been pretty fun. Actually, we're going back, if you want to watch tonight, probably about, I reckon probably like 7, 8 o'clock my time. I'm on Eastern Standard. Which is like midnight British. I don't know where you're from, but whatever. So like 4 p.m. Pacific, or 5 p.m. Pacific, midnight British. We are going to continue. We're doing a series, kind of. I think we're going to call it War Chasers. I don't know. But we're basically just chasing civil wars around the system. Which is pretty fun. French, so I don't know. So you're on French time. You're on FST. But no, we'll be we're going and we're just like fighting in whatever wars we can find. Should be interesting at least. We have 3 FDLs and a Python. I think that are all going out tonight. We should get everybody in there. But yeah, 3 FDLs and a Python, and 2 of those FDLs are fully A-rated. Mine and Dan's are A-rated, and then our friend Debrado, I'm not sure if his is, it might be today, I don't know, he was working on getting money. But I don't really have money problems in this game, so. And it's kind of cool though, because all 3 of us are using, with the FDLs are using huge beam lasers. And we all have a different color, so Dan has green, I have blue, and Debrado has red. So anytime that we go to shoot anybody, it kind of just looks like a Mexican flag, which is, I mean, other than blue, but it's pretty fantastic. And we were shredding people last time, like just shredding elite condos and elite pythons, like just making money. It's good. Pachita? Yeah, I spent like 2 days in Pachita after the
Frameshift drive
power play
charged.
turned over. Then I was just grinding Fed rank to get to Soul.
2, 1, engage.
I found 2 different capital ship battles in, I think it was LT-883 or LFT or LF-883, I don't remember, but that was pretty cool. Yeah, I have done some pretty nifty shit. Let's go check out another planet. Saturn seems like a good candidate. Vector the fuck out of here. Yeah, I mean, I'm running with Dark Echo right now. I really don't have like allegiance to any group at the moment. I've been running with these Dark Echo guys because they're really fun to play with, and they're all pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I'm always looking to hunt wars down. So if you guys are participating in wars, then I'll yeah, I'm down to check it out. So yeah, no, I mean, whatever. I'm busy. I got shit to do, so take your time. I'll fight for just about anybody who's higher in, though. I don't really have allegiances, so. Yeah, we're not doing anything like official. We're just hunting, just chasing wars, trying to get combat rank up, which I think I got to expert yesterday. Like I literally just got to expert, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it took forever to get through competent. Yeesh. I appreciate the offer. That's pretty cool. I did buy a Vulture too, which I like a lot more than I thought I was going to. Vulture's a good ship, but I mean, Vulture FDL, Vulture FDL, like FDL. I mean, I don't really see much of a choice there. I'll probably get Elite Explorer first because I'm already to Ranger, like halfway through Ranger, so it won't take that much longer because I think it's Ranger, Pioneer, Elite. But I'm not planning any exploration trips for a while. I spent like a week out doing Colonia and Sagittarius A, which I think you may have missed, like caught or missed the tail end of that. That was absolutely maddening. Even with Neutron Highway jumps from Sag A back home was, I had to go to the Galaxy map like 280 times. That was pretty brutal. My friends did it. They all did it with conventional jumping, and I don't know how. Just absolute madness. It was about 60,000 light year round trip. A little more than that actually. 22.5 to get to Colonia, 11,000 to get to Sag A. And then I actually went out behind the core. I went about 1,000 light years behind the core and just did like a shit ton of exploring. I went up 2 ranks in in one day basically, 1 day's worth of work. But I mean, I spent a good, I'd say probably 12 hours just finding new shit. And found a couple Earth likes, nothing too fancy. A lot of high metals and a couple ammonia actually out that way too, which I thought they were going to be a little less rare or a little more rare out there, but there seemed to be quite a few. Excuse me, quite a few of them. Fucking Saturn, bro. always said if I ever had a spaceship to go through space. 2 weeks to go there. Are you guys going out to like Beagle Point or something? Like, what are they doing? Because I mean, I can cover 1,000 light years, and if I neutron jump, I can cover about 1,000 light years in 10 minutes, depending. But yeah, that ASP, my Explorer, can actually, I think that's doing like 51 or 52 now, like base. It's pretty good. I do have to lighten some more of the parts, but I don't have all the engineers unlocked, so kind of a pain in the ass. I think we're going to skip Uranus, lol. Story to Neptune. I'm really surprised that there aren't any other players out here. I think I'm in open. Yeah, I'm trying not to fuck with the synthesized jump boost just yet. Mainly because I know that I'm going to get myself stuck. Because there are quite a few systems that, especially out towards the edges, which if your friends are that far out, I'm assuming they're probably either to one pole of the galactic plane or the other, or they're probably like out behind Sag A or something. But you didn't subscribe, that's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not in it for the subs, man. I'm just in it for the lulz. I'm a purist. Not really. If YouTube was all of a sudden like, hey, we're gonna pay you, I'd be like, fuck, alright. I'll do some whoring. It's not a whole hell of a lot different than regular whoring. That's why I go to Neptune, because Neptune is my favorite planet. I haven't had to self-destruct a ship yet. I had to self-destruct a couple SRVs, but luckily I haven't actually gotten stuck, knock on wood. Fuck, I'm a lot more tired than I thought I was. I slept for like 10 hours, too. Shit. I love lazy Sundays. It's Sunday, right? Lazy Sundays, man. Nothing better. Some cool camo for my space titties. Do you like this ship? I really like these cruise ships. Just, really wish that they didn't have dedicated cargo space so you could put, like, bigger shield boosters or something. I don't know. Or bigger shield banks on them. The amazing thing to me is that you can actually see all of these in pretty good detail if you have a good enough telescope. Shake the boobs. That's about the best I can do. Ah, my favorite planet. It's about time. Been waiting long enough to see this thing up close. There she is. Where's that dark spot? A lot of people don't know that about Neptune, is it actually has a storm system near the equator that actually rivals the size of, is that a res site? Huh. Actually rivals the size of Jupiter's big red spot. Which I'm assuming is probably, of course, in the dark part of the planet right now. So am I, as a matter of fact. And I am jealous. I do not live. I have a telescope, but I don't live next to an observatory. And I'm a little bummed out that we can't land on Titan, which, I mean, Titan has an atmosphere, so obviously we wouldn't be able to land on Titan yet, but... Oh, there we go. That's pretty fucking cool right there. Not a bad view, huh? View at all. And I'm just gonna go ahead and belly flop into these rings here so I can get a couple pictures next to the planet. I'm pretty sure these should be icy rings. Yes, I know impact. Thank you.
Hull integrity compromised.
There we go. It's just the easiest way to do that.